everyone! Today I thought I'd share with you how I track my reading. So I'm tracking my reading 4 ways actually. The first one is of course Goodreads, which I update daily, how many pages I read, and then I at least give the books a star rating, but I'm trying to write more reviews this year. Hopefully I will manage it. But there are some other ways I'm tracking my reading now, so I'll show you. So the thing I used the longest to track my reading are the Fairyloot reading journals. This is the first actually year-long reading journal. It's for 2020, and when they started this I used it as an actual planner, but then they took out the weekly spreads and I had to get another planner. But I still used it to track my reading. I'm writing down the books I read, when I started them, when I finished them, and how much I rated them, and I write it in this stack of books and color it in if I read it. And I write down the books I bought. There's also pages for quotes, which I'm trying to use more regularly this year. And something else I started is on the front here. The colored in lines are the days of a readathon. I don't know if you can actually see it. Hopefully that's better. And the lines down there, that's the books I'm reading. It's how long I'm reading them. So that's when I started it, and I read every day, and then I finished it on Tuesday. And the dots mean that I didn't read the day in between, and so on. So I decided to use this like this because I just think it's so pretty and I really want to use it. So I had to figure out some way to actually put something in there. So then I started a bullet journal halfway through last year because Fairyloot took out the weekly spreads from their reading journals and I needed a planner. So I started using this one, but there's still so many pages left, so I thought I'd use it for readathons. So I'll show you. I ended 2019 and started 2020 with the Magical Readathon Winter Edition of 2019. And I set it up like this. I wrote down the prompt, I wrote down which book, then I made a tracker, and each square is 50 pages and I color them in as I go. I put some stickers in there just because I like it. Yeah, that's that. 2020 readathons. And I already started a page for the Polathon, which will be happening in February. Alright, and now to the actual reason I'm filming this video, the actual thing I wanted to show you, and the way I track my reading the most thorough, is the Always Fully Booked 2020 planner. I bought this for the first time this year and I couldn't be more glad that I did. It's so beautiful, it's so gorgeous, it's packed, so packed full of pages, and I actually want to show you everything. So I'm going to film a close-up of this and talk you through everything that's in there and how I'm using it. So this is the Always Fully Booked 2020 planner. It was done by Little Inklings Design, and this is actually sold out, but you can still get her a novel companion, which is an undated planner but without the weekly spreads. And yeah, let's just dive right into it. So on the first page, you just have the This Book Belongs To page, and I put in my email addresses and all my social media handles. This is a sticker I got last year at Yalk. It's the Fairyloot symbol, but with a little more detail, and I really liked it, so I put it in here. Next we have the yearly spread, then important literary dates, and my 2020 goals, which I already talked about in another video, so I'm not going to go through those now. Then we've got a bookshelf in which I'm going to write in all the books I read and then color them in. Then we have the A to C challenge. I already finished one book this year, which is Rarity, which counts for R. Then we have the Little Inklings 2020 Reading Challenge, the Rainbow Challenge, and the On the Cover Challenge, which I'm all participating in. got a page for movies to track and for TV shows. Then we've got a couple of pages for books to read. I put all the books I own and haven't currently read on there, so there are quite a few pages. And then I changed the color for all the books I got in 2020. Then we've got a couple pages for favorite quotes. And then a book series tracker. I just wrote in the titles of the books in a series and I color them in as I'm reading them. We've got a wish list and 5-star reads. Again, I had a really great start in 2020, so my first read of the year is on my 5-star reads. But I'm only going to put books on here that I've read for the first time, because otherwise I might have too many 5-star reads and I won't fit them all on the page. And then we've got a cover page. So next we have January, and the monthly spread I use to plan my social media. So I've got on here the videos I want to make, and I've got 3 dots under each video idea, and I'm coloring them in when I filmed them, when I edited them, and when I posted them. The pink is for my Instagram photos, and the washi tape are days that I'm participating in a readathon. And on the side here I have room for ideas. So my TBR for January, I'm playing a game which is called TBR Bingo. So the black ones are the ones I read for that, and the Cruel Prince is something else that I just started because I was feeling like it. And then I've got a page for new releases, and I'm actually using this partly for work since I work in a bookstore, and I'm responsible for ordering the new fantasy books, so I'm writing in all the fantasy books I'm ordering for the month. And then we've got to the weekly spreads. I just put some post-it notes over the information you don't really need to know. So I'm using stickers for fun things just. There's a pages read part where I write in the pages I read every day. I also write down one word to summarize the day, whatever I'm feeling like. If I finish a book, I put in a sticker like that and write down the book. If I start a book, I put in a pink star. And this washi tape means it's a holiday, so I'm off work that day. I've also put in my goals. That was the day I failed both my daily goals, so I wrote it down there. There, once again, I finished the book and I wrote down all the hashtags I wanted to use on Instagram. On the back of each month we have a bookish haul. I wrote down the books I got, I wrote down the Fairy Loot box that finally arrived. And the January wrap-up, I use this as a reading tracker, track the pages I read each day and color them in if I finish the book. This is this, and the not colored in columns are for the Cruel Prince, where I listen to the audiobook and I don't listen every day and I'm not finished yet, so that's not colored in. And for the book I'm currently reading, you see down there, I've already started. The top here doesn't have a line because I've actually read way more than the 170 books I can track on this, so I just left it open. So I'm going to put my reading stats up here, so the number of books I read, the best book, and the number of pages I read. I'm going to do the actual pages because Goodreads isn't always that clear about. On Goodreads there are sometimes more pages to a book than there are in the actual book, and then German editions don't start the text until page 7, so I'm not counting the first 6 pages of German editions also. And I can also track the format, so the number of print books, the number of ebooks, and the number of audiobooks. And there I'm tracking my goals or some to-dos, whatever I'm feeling like. Back here I have room for book reviews. I've already wrote down the first one. I have room for the title, the author, the date I started and finished it, the number of pages, some thoughts, then the star rating. if I posted a review, or in my case, most likely if I posted a photo on Instagram, if I would recommend it and what format it is. So every 3 months we have a quarterly check-in page for current loves, social media stats, the reading goal progress, a favorite quote, memorable moments, goals progress, and things to work on. Of course, I haven't used it yet, but I really like this page, so I wanted to show you. On the back we have a 2020 wrap-up, of course, with all the favorites, top 10 books, reading stats, reflections on the goals, social media stats, and memorable moments. And then we got a couple of extra book reviews, and then we've got a couple of blind pages. So on this page I'm tracking how many books I read and how many I purchase, and I want to read more books than I purchase because I want to have fewer books on my TBR. And on this side I track how much money I spend and how much I get, but you don't need to know that. So. And then we have some dotted pages. On this side I track my TBR bingo game, so I made a cross for the prompts that come up and I color them in when I finish them. And on this side is my yearly tracker for my 2 daily goals, which is to read 30 minutes every day and to write every day, and I'm coloring them in if I actually do this. On the back I have a couple of stickers if I need them, and I also have a book reviews journal if I need more space. And this is another sticker I got in Fairy Loot that I just put there. And I forgot to show you one page. So the notes page at the end of each month I'm using if I participate in readathons. So for the beginning of January I participated in the Magical Readathon Winter 2019 edition. It is only the last week of the readathon that fell into the new year, so I wrote down the prompts for the last week and the books I want to read for this. So yeah, that's my Always Fully Booked planner. I really love it, and yeah. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed this video, maybe got a couple of ideas. Yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Bye!